The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101, and we have Riot Fest tickets here in seconds. I mean, literally seconds, 3-day passes. And this brings up a thought that Kenzie brought up, how we started this conversation about ruining a special moment, one person ruining it, and about when she announced her pregnancy and gets all this joy and people congratulating her, and one friend she hadn't talked to in 10 years goes, well, you didn't tell me first, and let this one of those text threads that's like breaking up pretty much, it seems like. You have to scroll to see the whole thing.
It was horrible. She even came for my baby. I'm like, okay, I don't think he has anything to do with this.
What's it, you and your little baby or your little person? Or
No, she said I don't care about the little people, but she was like belittling herself. I'm like, I don't know why you're calling yourself. Like, she was like, oh, just because I don't have some big job. Like, she was saying she was roasting herself. And I'm like, I don't think any of these things. I don't know why you would think such horrible things about your own self. Oh. And then she was like, you and your baby. I'm like, okay, let's settle.
Let's keep the baby out of this.
He's not making a lot of decisions right now. So settle down.
Well, since the Foo Fighters are headlining tomorrow night at Riot Fest, it did bring back a memory that's a painful one for me. That I guess it would, whenever that night was, we were at the Beat Kitchen with a special crew member show with Beach Bunny at the Beat Kitchen, which was incredible. What a night. We partied with listeners all night. Beach Bunny crushed. It was super fun, and we're out there at the end basking in the glow over there on Belmont. Beautiful night. And I open up Twitter, and as we're sitting there with a group of crew members, we're sitting there all having a great time. I see, sadly, that Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters had died. And it just was posted like seconds ago on Twitter, so it just had come through. And everybody's having a great time, and I walk up to the group, and I just go, holy crap, I just got to tell everybody here, but Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters died. And there was a silence. Everybody, like glasses dropped.
Why would you do that at an event, at a concert? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I think I have something in my body that I have to give information first.
You're literally the living version of the Debbie Downer skit from SNL.
You literally could hear the womp, womp, womp. Yeah, Case? Case was there.
It's one of my favorite Brian stories because that Beach Bunny show was so much fun. Everybody had such a good time. The Beat Kitchen was so kind. Everybody was in the zone. It was a good time to be alive that night. Yeah. And then Brian comes in, shoulder slunk, frown on his face. Hey, guys, I have some bad news.
Yeah.
I'd like to report the passing of Taylor Hawkins, which is not funny, but the way Brian did it was so ridiculous. He killed everybody's buzz in 1 second.
God. It's like hanging out with Eeyore all the time. All the time.
I will remember, thanks to crew member George, who was there and said, hey, at least we were with family. And when all went out there, and he tried to just soften it up a little bit to help me, to throw me a lifeline.
It was like a reverend. He was giving a monologue almost.
He gave me a lifeline. He threw it to me, and I didn't take it. And I really, once I said it, I wish I didn't say it, but I did.
Just let everybody find out at home on their own time.
But I'm a journalist. I'm a broadcaster.
You're a journalist?
I am a journalist.
Oh, boy.
You were drunk at a concert. What are you talking about?
I was drunk. I will say that. I was drunk, and that was a very sad day. I ruined everybody's
I'm sure
night.
the band Beach Bunny really appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Brian didn't do a stage intro, like right before Beach Bunny's about to play their encore.
No, if you remember, we did do a stage intro, but that happened afterward. And you're right. I can't contain myself, and I would have announced it on stage.
That's right, because I didn't know you guys were doing a stage intro that night. I was in the crowd because I love Beach Bunny, one of my favorite bands, and then all of a sudden you were on stage, and the person I was with, I went, oh my God, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's going on here. If this wasn't planned.
And literally, you didn't know what happened, because if I got that information 5 minutes earlier, I would have said it on stage, and it would have been a disaster. It would have been a literal disaster.
Let's take a moment of silence for Taylor Hawkins.
Oh.
All right, Oxygen by Beach Bunny. Let's rip, Beat Kitchen.
There's one of the crew members texted in. They said they have that recorded. Me saying that because people were Facebook living it and stuff. I don't know why. We were just drinking outside.
You talking?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh God.
Kind of important, Kenzie. Kind of a big deal.
I wish that didn't exist.
So do
embarrassing for a show.
So do I.
Oh God.
In the meantime,
you had a lot of control over that.
I'm terrible.
You have a lot of control over that not existing.
I wish I did. Anyway, Foo Fighters are headlining tomorrow night, and it's the first time post-Taylor Hawkins will see them
Brian's
live.
Like, guess who's not going to be there?
I will not.
Jesus.
No, I will not say that at all. It's going to be a wonderful, glorious family experience at Riot Fest tomorrow night. A Turnstile, of course, tomorrow night as well. I'll be with Case in the pit. Look for me there. Me and Kenzie will be on site. Different parts. There's a big Q101 tent area, and we will set up a time tomorrow and say, let's all meet up over here. We can set it up right now if you want to put a time out there, but I don't know, Kenzie, you want to plan that for us or no?
What time will be at the 10?
Yeah.
I want to do it early because I'm going to be there the whole time. You're, once again, kind of the issue.
Well, I got to go home first and then get down there. I'll probably get down like 1, 2 o'clock.
5 minutes. So I think either 1 or 2, we should be at the tent.
Okay, something like that. We'll fully confirm it tomorrow and watch some bands together, of course. And then
otherwise, I'm just going to be meandering for hours.
You occupy yourself pretty well. You're independent.
I understand, but I don't want to wait 4 hours to be at the tent.
For me to show up.
Yeah, I don't understand why you have to get ready. You're going to throw on the same T-shirt you wear every day.
Facts. 312-591-8300, caller 10. You will be at Riot Fest with all of us.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
So we're going to launch Ticket Blitz Thursday here, coming about 8:20. Just stay right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That's Cold War tickets. Cold War Kids tickets before they go on sale. So stay right here as we launch Ticket Blitz Thursday. It'll happen every hour today as well. We're playing the Pumpkins there. Have to tell you that you can join me in case. We're going to be wandering up after the show today to go up to Madame Zuzu's. That's, of course, Billy Corrigan's tea shop up there in Highland Park for a huge event that starts today. It's going to go for the next 4 days. They're celebrating the 30th anniversary release of Siamese Dream with acoustic performances. This is Sunday, actually, at 6 and 9. They're sold out. But they've turned Madame Zuzu's into a Tower Records to celebrate when they performed there 30 years ago. When Siamese Dream came out, they did a midnight performance at the Tower Records in Chicago. If you were, maybe you were there. Who knows? I was not there. I wish I was. But
I wasn't born. I wish I was there.
Yeah. But they're going to turn, so basically they'll have Tower Records merch. I can't wait to see it because I have no idea what it's going to look like. And going to Tower Records.
It's going to look like Tower Records.
Yeah. Well, but think about what they can do.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, thank you. You ruined the Avengers movie too, did you, Kenzie?
You ruined your
Ruined the movies for me.
Good Lord.
Okay.
You sound like you got Novocaine in your
I'm just excited to get up
dentist
there.
appointment for the show today. What's going on?
Because they're going to have merch up there and all kinds of stuff going on where the experience is like back then when they performed there and released Siamese Dream, and it's going to be a wicked day.
I'm really excited about it. You know, at the very least, even if it wasn't Tower Records, still celebrating the 30th anniversary of Siamese Dream is something worth celebrating. Perhaps the best album to ever come out of Chicago. Either that or Alkaline Trios From Here to Infirmary. That's a separate discussion.
Pretty good debate there.
But nevertheless, we'll be up there today. I've never been to Madame Zuzu's, and I'm really excited.
It's so good.
Yeah, because Kenzie's been. She is the biggest Smashing Pumpkins fan of the three of us, and even though I love the band, I've never been before.
She's also
it's great.
a close personal friend with Billy, since he told him. Billy knew she was pregnant before me and Case did.
Yes.
It hurts.
It does. A little bit. Stings.
I thought we were
send
close.
me a mean text about it at 1 a.m. Jeez.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
In case you didn't know who that is Q101 Twisted alums Bob Moses. Very good band. And, you know, songs like that come on. And as much as we played that and had them in and done the show, a lot of times you hear it and just go like, I don't know who that is. And then it's Bob Moses. You know, you go to Shazam and you go there and it tells you right away how many times you go on Shazam during a day or watching TV in a football game. They have some kind of song on there and goes, I want to use that song for like my workout playlist. Shazam, boom, save it, screenshot it, done. That's what I do anyway. I don't know if anyone else does that. Like me like that, you do that? So Kenzie tells me there's a TV show called Beat Shazam.
Yes.
I'd never even heard of it. Maybe I'm too busy watching the challenge, catching up on that. But
my gosh.
How long's the show been on?
Years. I would say 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. And I love the show. So does my husband, and so does my son. And we like to play it together because my husband and I are both pretty good at it. I will say he's better than me. He's worked in music longer because he's older. But hey. But
can't just give him anything, can you? Can't just
Roman
say he's
is
good at
really, really good at it. But here and there, like, there's genres that I'm better in because it clicks off into genres. So the whole concept, even though it's called Beat Shazam, you have to lock in the correct song. It plays like a few snippets of it. You have to lock in the correct song and you do the fastest out of all the teams. So you could get it right, but it took you a second longer than the other team, right? And we're always just like, it'll be so funny because my son and my husband will smack my leg as if they're pushing a button. And I just get like beat up during this game. Like, what is going on? But we have so much fun. And my son was like, listen, you guys have to go on the show. You have to go on the show. You guys are so good at it. You get it right. Go on the show. And so we're sitting there like as a family, we look up the auditions. And it says that you need to have a valid passport because it's going to film in Ireland.
What?
Which I think is so strange because it just films in a studio. And it says that it covers, if you make it as a contestant, it'll cover your flight and your room.
I mean, not bad to get a trip to Ireland.
I know. Well, my son then goes, and he's 9, and he goes, well, do I get to go to Ireland? And we're like, I mean, honey, probably not because he's not a teenager where he could sit in the stands by himself or something, right?
Yeah.
And now you're paying for a trip for him. A trip for, I don't know, a grandparent to watch it. Like, probably not. We'd probably just fly out there, film, and come back. He starts losing his mind. He goes, well, that's not fair. And you would probably go if just Dad was on the show and did it. And he's just going and going. He goes, I love Ireland. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I go, well, me too. And I'm 28 and I've never gone. You'll be fine. You're 9. Took you to Mexico this year. You're doing great.
You'll be all right.
And he's just going on and on. He goes, well, what if I was fine in the stands by myself? What if we made a family trip out of it? And he starts really getting upset. And I go, okay, you, like, what is like, he's spiraling over.
About a scenario that's not going to happen.
I go, we didn't audition to be on the show.
Yeah.
If we did audition, we didn't get a call back.
Yeah.
We haven't confirmed it. We may not even be able to travel on those dates. And then maybe if they're willing to pay for you and they give us a big hotel room, you could come. Like, he is spiraling over the fact that he's not going to Ireland. It's like, neither are we, Meal.
No one's going to Ireland.
No one's going. And it was his. We didn't even ask to audition. It wasn't like, all right, he's like, you guys gotta go. And then ended up just upsetting himself.
That's hilarious. So did they do auditions here or you did do like online or Zoom or something like that?
Send in videos and do all that for casting.
And by the way, I may not have made it clear because I just assume everybody knows because the app has been around forever. Like Shazam is an app on your phone that if a song is playing, you just hit it and a button, and in seconds, it knows the song.
It finds the song for
you. And it even gives you a link to the song, the album, whatever. It's ridiculous.
That way, when you're out and about, if you hear something you like, you know what you just heard.
You can't do it at a concert, but you can do it like on the radio. When we're playing songs, you can do that. It'll come up because there's some kind of tone that it figures out. I still haven't figured out how it actually does it because this app was one of the first apps that got popular like a decade ago when technology was not near as good as it is now. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. It's one of the greatest inventions ever, and we don't talk about Shazam enough. It doesn't get enough credit. It needs an award. I don't know.
It has a show, so I mean, I think it's doing fine.
They have a show now. Yeah, that's nice.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
About 8 minutes away from your next opportunity to get to the Darker Waves Festival. This is a trip. This is a resort. This is VIP style on the beach in California in November for this concert. 9 a.m. is your chance at it. In the meantime, Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. The manhunt for the escaped Pennsylvania prisoner is over. Now the only thing missing in Pennsylvania is the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. The new iPhone 15 Pro can create immersive 3D videos. This means you can vividly capture the moment you get evicted for spending all your rent money on the iPhone 15 Pro. A newly discovered planet is being called K2-18b. When Elon Musk heard the name, he reflexively started sending the planet child support. And today is National Sober Day, the one day a year Jimmy Fallon staffers aren't tense when they show up for work. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.